In other business news, the construct of one's financial portfolio has come under spotlight given the current tough conditions. Analysts have sought to raise the importance of reimagining one's financial planning amid the ongoing economic hardships. Absa's Adam Reeves speaks to us about this. A warm welcome to you, Adam. Let's first paint a picture of the South African investment landscape, as it is noted that it's inefficient when it comes to trading costs and advice fees.
Thanks, Timmy. Yes, the South African financial investment arena is very much unchanged for the last 20 years, even though we have got discretionary fund managers coming in, creating model portfolios for clients. If anybody wants to change their view, it typically means that they have to trade out of their model portfolio and readjust or rebalance their funds. And that's not always applicable in terms of timing, in terms of costs, in terms of who's making those decisions. So Absa CIB has introduced a Fund-Linked Solutions note, which wraps up all of those model portfolios into a single note, where the advisor's got actually a lot of flexibility to rebalance the underlying portfolio, but to also implement strategies on that model portfolio, such as capital protection, such as volatility control. So it's a very much a new way of offering your investors your own model portfolio as an advisor, but in a more efficient way.
Let's talk about what necessitated an easing or maybe a flexible way of doing this. And the reason why I ask is that whether these measures had been a barrier to entry for some economic participants.
Absolutely. These sort of facilities have been available for ultra high net worth individuals. So typically, 10 million rand plus for starters. That's obviously excludes most of the investors in the South African market.
Yeah.
So what Absa's done is that we've invested in a platform which basically scales across for individuals. So each individual investor gets their own note, which is very different from the normal structured product type of setup, where a lot of subscribers buy into one single note. Here, every investor gets their own note, which is managed by an advisor, and they might have input from their discretionary fund manager as well. So that gives the advisor a lot of flexibility. So a person's financial journey is, I buy my own note, I go into a model portfolio A, and over time, that portfolio can change in terms of risk characteristics, underlying components, and other strategies that put on there. So really trying to sort of automate via our platform and try and scale across so we can reach as many investors as possible.
And to what extent does it widen the net then for more individuals in South Africa to start participating in the world of investment?
At the moment, it's still pretty much set at sort of like a higher level. But this is a new system that we've introduced, and we do actually want to scale this down. I mean, typically at the moment, it's 100,000 Rand plus. But in the future, we want to bring that down to maybe 10,000 Rand or whatever. So it's a matter of numbers. So if you think of everybody having their own notes, that's actually quite a lot of admin, quite a lot of platform requirements. So that's the sort of scale that we're looking to do to roll out into the wider audience. And that gives advisors a lot of scale where they only control that one model portfolio. And doesn't matter whether they've got 5 clients or 5,000 clients, each one with their own note can subscribe to that model portfolio. So it allows the advisors to scale as well.
On that note, where does one even start in building upon that existing portfolio by reimagining and basing that on the current dynamics? It's tough times for everybody, even the high net worth earners.
Absolutely. I mean, we're sort of very uncertain times, not only locally, but internationally as well. The nice thing about this, if you go back and see how people traditionally use their model portfolios, I buy a set of collective investment schemes fund, which I think is going to meet my investment objective. And I'm pretty much stuck with that unless I trade in and out of it. Using the Absa Fund-Linked Solutions note, where the model portfolio actually belongs to Absa, and Absa issues the note that references the performance of that portfolio, we can start to put on risk strategies, capital protection, volatility targeting, which would actually de-risk your portfolio in times of stress. We can actually add leverage as well. So when times are good, you can actually create a levered fund, which basically turns your model portfolio into a hedge fund. So really what we're doing is we're giving all the advisors quite a unique set of tools to say you can now apply these tools to your investment portfolios for your clients without actually having to physically trade in and out and be quite clunky.
How ideal is it then, Adam, for a new investor that is walking into the market, obviously looking to have longevity within the investment space in South Africa in terms of the lags and, the feasibility of getting in and out, but also taking on the bigger risk based on, of course, the beauty of age?
Yeah, so it's very easy. So a client can come in, get their cash, they sit with the advisor, and the advisory companies now, they're either going to create their own model portfolio based on strategic asset allocation and sometimes tactical, or they're going to outsource that to a discretionary fund manager. So as a client, you're coming in, you know that your note is a total return note. I'm facing Absa's counterparty risk, but that note will stick with me for my full financial journey. So if I'm young, I want to come in, I want some nice allocations to some feeder funds, which gives you offshore allocation based in rands. I want some retail hedge funds, et cetera, et cetera. And as you grow older, so typically your risk appetite might diminish, and there you can actually rebalance or put these protection strategies on. So it gives you full flexibility without you actually physically have to change your underlying portfolio.
Thank you so much for your contribution. Adam Reeves is with Absa talking to us about new elements into the investment space.